Deacon Jackie, Woody.
Yeah.
Woody.
Bring that point up.
My man. I knew you were talented, man, and I know that you hide it when you were at church, but I knew you had talent. And very impressive, brother. Very impressive. Amen. Deacon Clark. Let me start with the Miss Clark that I knew. I knew that the Clark, Deacon Lenore had to be somebody special because when we moved up here, my family, my mother and father entrusted us to them, particularly me. Jeffrey and I played football together at Minnehaha Academy. And when Mom and them weren't home or when they were gone, I would follow Jeffrey home. and I would be at their house. And the one word that I think described her at that time was fabulous. She was just absolutely this fabulous person, walked around with a glass of wine. I've never seen anybody like her before. Jeffrey was a really good friend to me when I first moved here. I didn't know a lot of people. Folks thought we were country. Maybe we were. And then Don and I became really good friends with Lucretia and Leanne and them, and we all just kind of hung out together. But Deacon Clark, Lenora, Miss Lenora, she was always encouraging to me. I remember when I came back to this city, really broken. Life had bottomed out in Houston, Texas. I think I came back here with 2 trash bags with my clothes in them. Yeah, I did.
Okay, now.
That was nothing. And I had gotten a job and I needed some boots. And Deacon Clark got the boots for me.
Amen.
So that I could take that job and get back on again. And my whole life and my whole connection with her has been that way. That encouraging, that always looking out for me, always encouraging me. And one of the things that I can say about Deacon Clark is that she is very faithful and very loyal.
Yes.
She stayed faithful and loyal to Zion and to my father, no matter what folks said, no matter what they did, no matter how she was treated.
Right.
She stayed on the wall. And she stayed a servant. She stayed faithful. And she never wavered from that. Not one bit did she ever waver from that. She's always been a very faithful and loyal servant. And she understands servanthood. She has a servant's heart. She doesn't try to take over. She does what she knows she's been called to do. And she stays in that place, you know. And even when you try to get her, you know, it is difficult to move. That's why, you know, I know your struggle. I know your struggle because you and I talked, and I kept talking to her, and it was hard for me to really get to that with her because I never saw her that way.
Welcome to my world.
You know. But you have served Zion faithfully. I mean faithfully and loyally, and you've served God. And I think that one of the reasons your service has been such is because of your faith in God, and that you realize that everything you do, you're doing for God. You're not doing for men and women, and so it keeps you, and it keeps you steady in your work. And Bill is an example of quiet strength. Real example of quiet strength. He doesn't try to be anything than what he is, and he doesn't say a lot, but when he says something, when he says something, it has great meaning. You know, so I want to say to you that I love you first of all, and that you have been my confidant. You've been my best friend. You've been my lead deacon. You are my lead deacon. You have been there, and I always will honor and respect you for the person that you are, the woman that you are, and for the position that you hold in our church and in my heart. You have been good to our family. Your family has been, I feel like I'm family. I really do. I don't feel like I always thought we were relatives. I did. We were from Kansas City. I mean, everybody in Kansas City related some kind of way. So, and that's how Kansas City was. There were people in the family, and we didn't find out till we were older that they weren't family. So I honor you. I'm glad that we can do this while you're living, and give you your flowers while you're living, and let you know how much you're loved, let you know how much you're respected. And I'm talking about by the whole congregation. By the whole congregation. We love you, and we honor you this day. Happy birthday to you, and many more.